Are you struggling to buy a house because you've got a small deposit or even your first home as a first-time buyer? In this video, I will cover off a few ideas on how to get on the housing ladder with a small deposit. My name's Dan, I'm a CeMAP qualified mortgage and protection advisor. This video is purely for educational purposes only and is in no way advice. And I must stress your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up with the repayments on your mortgage. With that out of the way, on with the video. So at time of recording, we're currently in the middle of a pandemic. So mortgages are quite difficult to come by if you've got a small deposit. But this information, it's relevant regardless of the situation. So if you've got a 5% deposit and you need to borrow 95% of the loan to value, so that's the portion of the money you need to borrow against the property value, they don't exist currently. That won't necessarily last forever, but in the current market, in the current climate, a mortgage with a 5% deposit is just not possible. Again, with a 10% deposit, it's very difficult. There's only a couple of lenders that are currently doing that, and again, they're quite difficult to obtain. So realistically speaking, you need a 15% deposit to buy a house, and that's a lot. That is a lot of money, especially if you're a first-time buyer. So here's a couple of ideas. I must stress that you need to speak to a professional with all of these because some of them may not be suitable for your needs. Shared ownership. I've done a video on this before, so please watch that to get further information. But effectively, if you've got a 5% deposit to buy a £100,000 house, but you can't actually get a 95% loan to value mortgage, you could, as a stepping stone, take a shared ownership property. What shared ownership is where you buy a portion of the property, either 25%, maybe 50%, something along those lines, but you rent the other remaining portion. So the downside to that is you're going to have a rental payment and also a mortgage payment, but the upside is you're on the housing ladder now and you're actually chipping away at your mortgage balance whilst you're waiting for the higher loan to value mortgages to exist. If you don't buy a property and you rent, you're not actually chipping away at any mortgage balance, are you? So, that's one positive way of looking at it. You also have the Help to Buy scheme. Again, if you've got a 5% deposit, the Help to Buy scheme by the government is where you borrow 20% or 40% if you live in London from the government, and you borrow either 75% or 60% of the loan to value from the lender. The positive side of this is you actually get cheap rates and your mortgage payment will be lower. The downside is after the 5 years, you actually owe that 20% or that 40% back to the government. If you can't afford to pay that back, then you have an interest-only payment. So it's a little bit similar to shared ownership in that respect. So as I've said previously, you need to speak to a professional to actually just check that this is going to be the correct solution for you. Also watch my video on Help to Buy. That covers off everything you should need to know as well. Another idea, and sort of my last idea to be honest with you, is a gifted deposit from your parents. So this is where your parents, if they're cash rich, are able to actually give you the money to contribute towards your house deposit. If you've got a 10% deposit together already, but you need the extra 5%, they may actually be able to give that to you. Failing that, you could borrow it off of them and pay it back. There are lenders that do allow that, but you would need to speak to a professional. Also check that it actually fits on the lender's affordability. If you're due to be paying your parents back, that needs to be built in. A lot of people try to take personal loans to get a deposit. Now, you can do that, but not many lenders actually accept that. So again, make sure you speak to a professional. You can take out a loan, but just think about the mortgage payment. You're also going to have another commitment towards that loan. So think about the long term rather than the short term. We all want to get on the housing ladder, and it is very difficult at the moment, but make sure that you're doing what's best for you. Please put in the comments below, are you struggling to get a mortgage currently because you've got a small deposit? I'd really like to hear from you. If you want more information on the shared ownership scheme, please watch this video. And if you want more information on the Help to Buy scheme, please watch this video. If you found this video helpful, please like it. Please also subscribe to my channel. It helps me bring this content to you.